Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Guitar Talk with Todd here at Todd Beebe Music. Thank you so much for checking in and joining me today. We have another awesome guitar review. This is another unplayed Gibson Firebird 1990. This one is a private owner, brought this one in today. Still has the plastic on the pick guard. Unbelievable. Check out my links below. We've had quite a few things of Firebirds on here. Check out our 2017 where we do the history of the Gibson Firebirds. We're not going to get quite as into that as we did in that video, but check that out where we go through the whole thing from when these first hit in 1963. And also check out my 1995 Gibson Firebird that we had on here that also had the plastic on. I don't know what's up with these 90s Firebirds that are kept under the bed, but anyways, private owner brought this in, about 35 years old now. Somebody bought this brand new in 1990 and it just stayed in the case. We're going to take the plastic off today and everything like we did in the 95 one. But, and if you watch this channel on a regular basis, know I'm a huge fan of 1990s Gibson. I always say the heyday of Gibson electric guitars, in my opinion, was about 52, 53 when the Les Paul hit till about 62 or 63 with this Firebird. Man, that era, the Ted McCarty era, just primo. I'm sure most people would agree with me. But my second favorite era for Gibson is 90 to 2000. I just love 90s Gibson. And this is a Class A example, 1990, which was an awesome year. Gibson was kind of making a comeback. Henry J was at the wheel, and he was really making sure quality was primo on everything coming out of the factory, and it was. Keep in mind, too, there was not yet a standalone Gibson custom shop. That didn't hit till 1993. So anything that was coming out of the USA plant was just spectacular because there was no custom shop. So they were just putting out great stuff. And like I said, this is certainly an example. Real quick history of the Gibson Firebird. Ray Dietrich and Ted McCarty, the president of Gibson, invented the Firebird, designed it. Ray Dietrich was an automobile designer, and he worked in that industry for years. Ted McCarty approached him about designing a guitar, and this is what he came up with. Like I said, check out my link to our 2017 Firebird. We go way more in depth in there about it. One piece, neck through construction here, all the way from here to here, which is, I just love that. And then you have the mahogany glued on wings. Let's just get some quick close-ups here. We have the banjo style tuners, which are awesome on a Gibson Firebird. And our silkscreen logo on the truss rod cover, rosewood fingerboard with the trapezoid inlays. We've got our Firebird pickups here, and like I said, plastic still on, the classic Firebird logo, three-way toggle switch. We have a ABR1 style two-pneumatic bridge and stop bar tailpiece, two volume, two tone controls there with the labeled volume and tone on them, and then of course our output jack. Just great stuff. You gotta love these guitars. People ask me all the time, besides the Les Paul, what is your favorite Gibson model? I'd have to say it's a tie between the Modern, which I just love. They're so ugly and odd, and that's what I love about them. They're beautiful because of that. And the Firebird would be, I'd say those two models are tied. I just love a Gibson Firebird. It almost feels like, the best way to describe it is it's very Fender-esque. You almost feel like you're playing a Strat or a Telecaster, but yet you still have the Gibson thing going on too with the humbuckers, whether it's mini humbuckers or, you know, Gibson Firebird pickups. Just love these guitars. They're just fantastic and so unique. And like I said, to get this example here is just awesome from 1990, almost 35 years old. Gibson Firebirds, like we say in the other videos, are just huge. it's such a big guitar. We also have a video of an original pamphlet that had the color wheel on it and everything from '63 when these first hit. That's very cool. So I'll put all the links below on this stuff and check those out. In the description in that pamphlet, it says these are more jazz guitar aimed at jazz players, which is kind of funny because I don't know if I ever recall seeing one jazz player playing a Gibson Firebird, but that's what the pamphlet says that was put out in '63. So like I said, check out that video in our 2017 where we do the history of the Firebird and the 95, which was also unplayed. But this thing is getting played now. A private owner brought this in, and we're doing a setup on it, and we're going to remove the plastic off of here. Like we talked about before, you can see the plastic is yellowing. Luckily on this one, or the 95 we had in here before, it did not stain the actual pickguard itself, but I have seen that where people leave this plastic on for years and years and years thinking it won't do anything, and a lot of times it doesn't, like in this case, but a lot of that depends on the climate the guitar is kept in, the conditions where you live, blah blah blah. The environment where the guitar is kept all those years has a lot to do with it. And luckily, no staining happened on these, but I have seen it where you go to peel these off and it's just yellow underneath. It just stained right into the pickguard from aging. So we want to get this off of here and keep this thing pristine. Like I said, 35 years old, not a nick on it. And it still has that new guitar smell. I mean, that's crazy. Crazy. A lot of people have that myth and theory about, if you find a guitar that's never been played and it looks spotless from 30 years ago, you probably don't want that one because there's a reason why it wasn't played. I don't know if I necessarily buy into that. I mean, I know what they're saying, the ones that are road warriors and they've been played to death. That's why, because something was great about them and that's what people loved. But in a case like this guitar, I don't think ever got a chance because somebody bought it as just a cool piece, collector piece, and put it in the case and put it away. It doesn't mean it's a bad guitar. It just means it never got a chance to be played. But we are changing all that, and this baby's going to be played now, so we're pretty happy about that. Let's check this out in the case and get some close-ups like we always do. Check it out. Here we go. Okay, guys, so here is the gigantic case for the 1990 unplayed Gibson Firebird. This is what they came in. Obviously, period correct. We love these cases. 90s Gibson USA with the Made in Canada sticker right next to it. You gotta love that. This thing is flawless as well. Just a great example of 90s Gibson. Like I said, under the bed for the last 35 years. Crazy. All right, let's open this thing up. We've got the pink shroud, and in the early 90s, they had these, which were more like the blanket, and they were fuzzy as opposed to the silk pink that went on them. Probably about 93, 94-ish, you saw those come in. So by the mid-90s, they had switched away from these and gone more to the silk ones. All right, let's get this off of here and look at that. Just awesome. Classic example, like I said, of an unplayed Firebird. So let's get right in here and look at some of this stuff. Plastic on the pickguard. Like we said, we're going to get that off there real quick here in a minute, but let's check this thing out first. Mahogany body with mahogany wings, and like we said, this is a neck through, so that's all one piece. Got our Gibson Firebird pickups there. ABR 1 style 2-pneumatic bridge with stop bar tailpiece. 2 volume, 2 tone controls, which are cramped down here, and that's just the nature of the Firebird. That's how that's always been. Output jack right there. Going up our beautiful rosewood fingerboard with those trapezoid inlays. And like I said, no fretwear on this at all. Check out my video too. I'll put a link on this. We just cleaned up this fretboard. So this was oxidized and had all kinds of aging on it from sitting unplayed for 35 years, and we use the D'Addario Planet Waves fret polishing system, which works awesome to clean this up. So check out that video too. I'm going to put a bunch of links below, you guys. So check all those out on polishing this thing. And all the Firebird links as well. But I mean, looking at the frets right there, you can see this thing has never been played. It's just flawless, just crazy for 35 years old. Classic Gibson headstock there with the silkscreen Gibson on the truss rod cover and the front side of our banjo tuners. Let's flip this around, get a look at the back. Okay, so there is our banjo tuners. Like I said, that 2017 model we had in here had the Steinbergers on it, and I love those. They're fantastic tuners. They do the job so well, so I'm not ripping on them at all, and I would highly suggest anybody to buy a Firebird that has those on there because they're just great. But that being said, there's just something great about seeing banjo tuners on a Firebird. It's like that's how it's meant to be, and I just love those. Just great, great, great stuff. Okay, let's go down the neck here. This is actually plies of walnut and mahogany strips, I should say, stripped together, pieced together there. And if you really look close, you can see that there's like lines here. Like there's a good drawing of one, like there's the seam and then another seam there. So it's like it's mahogany and walnut that make that up. And even when you get down here, as like I said, there's no separation there. This is not a set-in neck. This is neck through. And you can see right there, just above that strap button, that's a piece right there. So you can see how those strips of walnut and mahogany are pieced together. So that's supposedly the story of why Gibson periodically quits making these, because Firebirds are supposedly a pain in the butt to make, and I could totally see why, because being that that's all one piece and it's strips of mahogany and walnut put together, it's a very time-consuming process to make these, and then the mahogany wings are just glued on each side. So just incredible stuff. There's our strap button. But as always, we are powered by Straptight on this show. Stop dropping your guitars. Stop altering your guitars. Throw on a Straptight and you are done. So check out our friends at straptight.com. All right, going down here, let's check that out real quick. We've got the control cavity that houses the 2 volume and 2 tone potentiometers and the output jack on this one as well. All right, let's flip this over, get a look at the side. All right, and there you go. You can see that plastic peeling up. We're about to get that off in a minute, and just flawless 1990, 35 years old. There's our other strap button, just crazy, not a nick on this thing. All right, let's get one more full case shot. All right, so there is the 1990 Gibson Firebird out of my second favorite era for Gibson guitars, the 90s. One more quick thing here before we take that plastic off. Let's get a look at the case candy. Not much here, but we have the Gibson USA warranty card, which is really cool to see. That's about all you got back in the day, and it was only a 5-year limited warranty versus the lifetime warranty that they ended up going with and still do to this day. But not filled out at all, but that's just a cool thing to keep in the case because it's been there for 35 years. So just a cool thing to have. Okay, guys, so let's take this for a test drive like we always do. I'm going to do a rock track and turn it up a little bit. Usual stuff, some blues, some slide. Firebirds are great for slide. Obviously, Johnny Winter knew that. You have just such comfortable access to the higher frets here with the slide. So it's just a great, great guitar for that and so many other styles. Let's take this for a test drive and see what we've got here. Check it out. Okay, guys, so there we have it, the 1990 unplayed, as of now, but no longer, Gibson Firebird 5, I guess you would say this is. It's based after the Firebird 5, which is the most popular model of the Firebirds. Like I said, check out all my links below. It's definitely the 2017 Firebird, where we talk about the 5 and the 1 and the 3 and all the different models in there and how they came about due to the mastermind of Ray Dietrich and Ted McCarty at Gibson Guitar. This is just such a great example. Like I said, it's got the banjo tuners on here, which in my opinion is a true Firebird. That 2017 that we had on here has the Steinberger tuners in the back, which I love. Those are great tuners. They work so well on here, but there's something about having the classic banjo tuners on here. It's like, that's how a Firebird is supposed to be. So awesome example, awesome piece. Thank you so much to the private owner for letting us do a review today. Please hit that subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner and help me out. You guys know I appreciate it. Find me on Facebook at Todd Beebe Music. Please comment below about any and all things related to Firebirds, players like Johnny Winter. If you had one, do you want one? All that good stuff. Comment below. I love reading them and getting back to you guys. So thanks so much for checking in, and we will see you all again. Stay safe and love your dogs. Take care. Okay, guys, so let's get this off of here. Like we said, crazy. This plastic's been on here for 35 years. It's already coming off pretty much on this end. Just want to just go right around that toggle switch and get all that off of there. If a little bit stays on, hey, that's good. Leave it with the guitar. It's been there that long. But I mean, look at this. Pristine underneath there. And like we were talking about, sometimes you'll see these yellow, depending on the conditions they've been stored in, and the yellow actually fades into the white on the pick guard. And that's terrible when that happens. Luckily, that has not happened on this one or on the 95 we had in here. Like I said, I don't know what's up with these unplayed 90s Firebirds. Are fantastic. So we need to play these things and get this off all the way down here. So there we go. There's our piece of plastic, and that pick guard looks brand new. So call us crazy, but we did this on the 95 as well. We're going to go ahead and open our case up and throw this right in there and keep it with the guitar. It's not going to hurt anything. These Firebird cases are gigantic, so there's plenty of room in here for this. And why not just leave it sitting there, and it's not going to hurt anything. But it's been with the guitar 35 years. Why part with it now? 100 years from now, someone will find this guitar and say, oh my God, this is the plastic from the pick guard. They actually kept this. Yes, we did. We keep everything original with the guitars on this show. We love originality, and we don't like swapping anything out or throwing anything away. So we even keep the plastic right there in the case.